Hey guys, it's me Simo Orohara and here we are again with a new section of Kubo Q&A. Yes, in the past I used to wait every Tuesday to watch a new Bleach episode and then every Wednesday to read the weekly manga chapter. Now I wait every Monday to see Kubo's new answers, hoping for good questions and detailed answers. And this time we have one of the good answers about the Quincy, Gremmy Tomo. His unique ability of imagination has made many fans wonder about his true power and what he is capable of. One of the most famous questions has been, can he imagine himself defeating Yhwach? Because Gremmy Tomo described himself as the strongest generator, after the Emperor himself has an ability that at first glance seems limitless. An ability that makes him a creator of reality, a visionary who can turn imagination into tangible reality. So, is it possible that a character with such obsolete power could be completely powerless against Yhwach? That's why guys, in this video we will dive deep into this question and try to understand it through three main points. First, we'll explain Kubo's answer and what it really means. Second, we'll look at how this answer is reflected in Gremmy's battle against Kenpachi Zaraki and how it shows the limits of his power. And finally guys, we'll examine Gremmy's background revealed in the novel Can't Fear Your Own Word, which gives new details about his past and his relationship with Lil Ticho, and how this background further explains his personality and the limits of the imagination he possesses. So when Kubo was asked guys why Gremmy never rebelled against Yhwach or why he never even imagined that he could defeat him, his answer was simple and striking. Gremmy can't imagine himself winning against Yhwach, so he can do a thing against him. And before we dive deeper guys into Kubo's answer, it's important to note that Gremmy was imprisoned inside a part of the Van der Reich castle. His location was surrounded by a special seal made by Yhwach, designed to prevent anyone from approaching him. And in some manga pages not adapted into the anime, characters like Asuke Naklovar and Pepe discuss the danger of Gremmy being freed from his prison. So returning to Kubo's answer guys, although it is short, it reveals a complete understanding of Gremmy's ability. His power is not just about imagining something and making it happen. It depends entirely on his mind and his internal belief. The imaginations he turns into reality must be clear and convincing to him. If he cannot truly believe that he can achieve something, he cannot make it real. As for Yhwach, this is absolutely impossible. To all Quincy's, Yhwach is the ultimate being, the father and the emperor, who cannot be defeated. So this fixed image in Gremmy's mind makes any attempt to imagine otherwise impossible. Even if he said, I'll imagine Yhwach dead, his mind would reject it, and it would never happen. In the end guys, some imaginings are impossible even in imagination. The mind cannot manifest them. So Kubo's answer also has manifestations guys in the manga, especially in Gremmy's battle against Zaraki. At first Gremmy seemed invincible. He imagined his body as steel, imagined explosive weapons, imagined the emptiness of space itself, and even a massive meteor the size of a city. And all of this actually came true. But as the fight continued, cracks began to appear. Zaraki kept surpassing everything Gremmy imagined. No matter what Gremmy visualized, Zaraki was able to tear it apart. And this is when the moment of doubt began. Standing in front of Zaraki and being dragged into what he called the battle was something entirely unusual for him. Throughout his life, as Gremmy described, no one had dared even to touch him. He had never even considered the existence of someone stronger than him. He saw himself as the strongest Quincy. So as to refine as Gremmy's imagination-based power was, it had an equally terrifying weakness, his own mind. His mental state, shaken by Zaraki's words and overwhelming strength, made him doubt himself. He began to consider or choose his own defeat, his death, and nearly lost in the middle of the fight. So when Gremmy imagined all the things he could bring into reality and none of them could defeat Zaraki, he tried to imagine himself stronger than Zaraki, but he couldn't define the form or details of this imagination. What does it mean to be the strongest? Is it a giant body? Infinite energy? So this internal contradiction made his imagination collapse on him. His body transformed into a massive, unstable giant, and began to break under the weight of his own power. So this moment is a direct application of Kubo's answer. Gremmy cannot surpass the limits of his imagination. If he cannot truly believe in what he imagines, his ability turns into a curse that destroys him rather than strengthens him. And speaking about Gremmy, we have what I can call a flashback. A short flashback of Gremmy, and unfortunately it wasn't shown in the anime, and we have it in the novel Can't onward. That flashback actually adds more depth onto Gremmy's character, details not revealed in the manga or anime as I have said. So Gremmy's past as shown in the novel helps us better understand him. The novel clarifies that Gremmy was not originally a child, and his gender is unknown. In fact, his body was only a single brain preserved in a container, so the small body we see was only a creation of his imagination. In other words, even his physical existence is a product of his power. And also in the novel it was said that he is the strongest, except for Yhwach. This aligns with Kubo's answer regarding his inability to defeat Yhwach. On the other hand, guys, Gremmy's imagined form, while showing his terrifying power, also reveals its weakness. He doesn't have a true identity or a fixed self-image. Even being a child was just an illusion he imagined. Therefore, we can see that he sought recognition for this identity, bringing it from nothing into reality through his imagination. And in another scene from the novel, we see this interaction with Lil Tito after being freed from Yhwach's barrier. And we can see here that Gremmy's personality became clear, a proud, arrogant boy with inner psychological fragility. Lil Tito insults him while asking for candy at the same time, and he responds, creating a bag full of donuts, accepting it with a tried smile. And through his dialogue with Lil Tito, we sense that he is not only seeking respect, but also a form of acknowledgement of his existence. Even when he asks Lil Tito to return the favor, it is not because he needs it, but because he wants to feel that his imagination has a value, that he is not merely a machine producing illusions. So in the end, guys, through all of this, it becomes clear that Gremmy embodies the idea of obsolete power limited by the human mind. On paper, his ability makes him stronger than anyone, capable of creating anything from space to meteors. But in reality, he is constrained by his mind, his fears, and his inability to fully believe in his ideas. So Kubo's answer, Gremmy cannot imagine himself winning against Yhwach. It's not just an excuse, it is a fundamental principle to understanding his character. Against Zaraki, this principle was clearly reflected. Gremmy was defeated because he cannot imagine something he can't see, he can't believe in. And in his past, we see the same reflection, a boy without a true identity. So guys, what do you think about Kubo's answer? Do you think that there is other limits of Gremmy's power? Tell me guys in the comments, and see you in my next video.